Hey guys, before we get started today, just wanted to do a quick um, check to make sure you all can hear me, make sure everything is coming in okay. Go in and look in the other channel over on the chat, see what's happening. Good morning, Strider. Ahmed, there's Brian. Okay, just let me know if you guys can hear me okay. What's up, Adam? Okay, it seems like, okay, got a confirmation on the audio. Video seems to be good. I'm going to give a quick market update after going through a market update. Just give you some updates as it relates to LPC, LGS. A few things have happened in the um, since this past week that I should just let you guys know what's happening. In addition, we'll talk about the reveal that we're going to have this weekend at the exchange office. Okay, so first and foremost, we'll just go over the market stats. The market is down, as you all can see, 124 billion. Everything is in the red for the most part. You're looking across all of the altcoins and Bitcoin itself. Um, Looks like we're continuing on that bearish trend that we talked about that started really like a couple weeks back, and it looks like we're not necessarily finding a bottom just yet. But there may be some. It may be reaching its point soon. It's bounced. It had some level of support around 116 billion, but now it's around 124. We bounced off some. We're bouncing off that level of support, and it looks like for the most part nothing's changed over this past week except we're just bouncing up and down between 135 billion and around 119 billion. So with that said, we haven't seen any huge market movements in LPC. We're just giving you a quick update on info.binance. Just looking at some of our market action here, it looks like we're moving. There's a wedge here, and we're in essence flatlining for the most part, just bouncing, not bouncing too high or too low, but just remaining pretty much constant over these past few days, between anywhere between 26, 28 cents or so. At times throughout the day we might bounce up to 30, but for the most part it's been around 26, 27 cents or so. So that's where we are with LPC. Go LGS. In terms of our masternodes, it's picking up, but in Logis coin, just to do a quick review, we're at 38 cents. It looks like it's bottoming out. As we mentioned earlier when we talked about let's go to here, masternodes online, and then take a quick look at um, LPC, LGS. Donde? RSP. Right here. Notice the case. We have 867 master nodes, a dramatic increase from where we were last week, but we've also had a decrease in price. And this is what I was mentioning earlier as the rewards coming from being produced by the master node. It's increasing more supply on the market. And as a result, if there is not a corresponding increase in demand, then you're just going to have that price suppression. LPC went through the exact same thing, and now it's beginning to trend more on the upside, considering now we're reducing the rewards for reducing the amount of masternode rewards and reward to the stakers. But for the most part, 867 masternodes at a price of $395 a piece. Looking at LPC, 26 cents for that's a nominal price. But almost 2,900 masternodes. I think we're still ranked in the top 11, top 12 in terms of overall masternodes here. Just taking a quick look. Looks like we're still in the space. About to cross Apollon coin. Is that, yeah, Apollon? Yeah. So they're at 2,916. We're at 2888. So less than 30. and we will surpass them moving into the number 10 spot, I believe. 10 or 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, we're at the number 12 spot. No, let me count again. I'm sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're at the number 11 spot. So approaching number 10, but I think we're going to cross it this next week. Moving into the number 10 spot, given some of the recent action that we're having in terms of our progress. For the most part, looking at where LPC is, nominal price 27 cents. With the update, LPC, LGS is around 38 cents or so. But looks we're making progress on our roadmap for both projects. In the sense that we have had meetings with On Target Supply and Logistics, which is a regional supply chain company, with whom we'll be looking to integrate our blockchain, the LGS blockchain, LPC block, and LPC blockchain to help us to track and trace products, particularly our ATMs as they are being shipped to our customers and clients. That's the first real use case that we have for them at LPC. As you know, we've procured our ATM. It's en route to our location as we speak. Last I heard, it was in Melbourne, Florida, and that was on Sunday. So you're just talking about a skip now. So now it's in country, past customs. So now it's at the point being delivered to us at any day. So we're looking on that reveal on the 8th and the 9th. So that's some pretty good news that we have on the front of LPC and LGS. And there also been some information that members within the communities have started to produce for us. Let me take a quick pause to see if there are questions. It looks like so far, CoinLogic's website, I'm dreaming on this live today with some interesting stuff. Oh yeah, the update on CoinLogic's website. And I don't know if you guys have been to that website yet. Let me see. I'm gonna go coin. There we go. We'll click. And see, this is the information. This is their site. Website. I'm dreaming on this real live today. I see some variant stuff. Yeah. Obviously, guys, we're really pushing with our ATM partner. So any customers coming in, like a mall or a business owner or vendor, they wanted to begin to just white label the solution, have their information pasted, and be able to post advertisements on this video screen. As you can see, here's our the new display, which has LightPay coin, there's Dash, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and BNB or Binance coin. So it's at the point now where if any customer wanted to come in and purchase our ATM, they'd be able to have their branding on it within their particular store. Yes, a lot of information, multiple currencies, buy, sell. At the same time, you're also able to go through KYC and KYC AML procedures. So if you needed to go through that authentication, you could enter your information in there as well. As I mentioned earlier, you can also have support. There's that nice little camera that's viewing the customer while they're at the machine. It prints a paper wallet if you don't actually have a mobile wallet at all. This allows for the buying and selling of your ATM for scanning your QR code if you're looking to either make the purchase of any of the coins that are actually on our device at this point. At the same time, as mentioned earlier, we do have our partnerships set up in place. There's LPC, there's Logis, there's Binance, University of Central Florida, Lumina Datamax, URXIO. Everyone is in this space. All of us are collaborating and working together in ways in which we can progressively move the industry forward, the cryptocurrency space forward, by providing physically decentralized exchange with our ATM network, coupled with how we are partnered with both the university in doing research and development, with Lumina in terms of being able to push into the content technology and publishing space, EuroXIO, who's developing a lot of different products as well. One new one, in addition to the mobile wallet, which is our official mobile wallet at EuroXIO. And with their official mobile wallet, they're building a payment solution for websites called Crypto, where you're able to add a plugin and able to purchase products on any particular website and then make that purchase with any of the cryptocurrencies that are on EuroXIO. Currently, what's on EuroXIO, you have Dash, you have Bitcoin, you have Lotus Coin, and Lightpay Coin, obviously. So it's a lot of great things that are happening in the space. So, and here's how we're beginning just to move forward in our collaboration. Once again, guys, 6 months out of the box, we're in a position where we will be doing our reveal this weekend in Texas, or in North America, at Dallas, Texas, and also at in Medellin, Colombia, with our partners at CoinLogis. So this is the ATM machine that anyone can come onto the site and purchase, and also individuals, if you wanted to come and you can purchase through us, specifically through Lightpay Coin. That's an option as well. So we're in a position now to begin to push forward with you guys. So let me see. Yeah, yeah, Binance is on there too. And as I mentioned to you guys earlier, we're in a position where we've already put in our application to Binance. They're evaluating the application. Can't give any insight in terms of where we stand at this point, but we're moving forward on that regard. Yes, will our ATMs allow crypto to physical fiat? And that's from Adam. Yes, it will. You will be able to purchase with fiat. At the same time, you will be able to withdraw funds into your local currency. So just imagine a situation where you're in, for instance, the UK, and well, you're in the UK and you have a friend who's in the United States or in Australia, and you sent them Lightpay Coin, you sent them LPC via your mobile wallet to that person in Australia. That person in Australia will receive that LPC and could go to an ATM and then make a withdrawal. So that's where we are in that example, where you're able to do you're able to have international exchange of funds. Um, so a plugin for purchasing from any website, even Amazon and big retailers. We're building, and that's from a question from Ahmed. Yes, we're building an application. It's called Crypto within EuroXIO, and we'll have support with LPC, LGS, and any other currencies that sit on EuroXIO's site, and they support. So that's coming soon. I think he was coming this weekend to do have a discussion around crypto and all that EuroXIO is doing, and that's over, and that's Joseph over at EuroXIO. I think he will be at the office this weekend to actually make some mention of what he's doing as well. So we're still going back and forth, but I'm like 95% certain he's going to be there to talk about crypto as well. Okay. It looks like there are no questions at this point. We're going to move into the next subject. I know we've been getting a little bit of press around what's happening. I know Adam put out a quick release on Medium. That was a great post that he actually did. Got a lot of positive feedback from the partnership. We'll be doing officially. We'll be doing a press release with CoinLogis and talking about our relationship and our movement into different countries across South America, including Venezuela. So now we're in a position where we'll be able to have an impact in areas that need it most, to be able to support the people in their transition to digital currencies where the local fiat currency may not be performing as well. So, and that's where we are right now. And I think we have some BAs on the ground already But Adam, shout out to him. Give him a quick thumbs up for being able to write this article, a nice little article just talking about the organization, exchange managing entity, or like PayCoin and Logis Coin into a strategic partnership with cryptocurrency ATM manufacturer CoinLogis to fulfill the mission of bringing LPC to the world. Yes, that is our mission. And yes, we are executing on the same, all within 6 months. A nice little read. He summarizes the information, what we're currently doing, and providing these new digital assets in a decentralized fashion. Here's the CEO of CoinLogis talking about what he brings to the table in designing solutions for entrepreneurs to generate revenue and assist in driving viral adoption of cryptocurrencies. And that's what we want. We want viral adoption. But it's the case we need to produce the ATMs, get them out, and pushing harder. So now this starting Q1 available for purchase, strategic placement, but you can begin to pre-order to get that 40, because it's going to take anywhere from 30 to 45 days in order to get those ATMs out to the location. But just touch base with us if you want to start doing, or touch base with us on Discord or the Twitter or any DM on LinkedIn to be able to make some of those purchases of the ATM. Here's myself. Maybe a good side, maybe a bad side. Who knows? Maybe all sides are bad, but that's my shot. And it just links to back to our website, even though it has the UCF there. It goes back to the website once again, and talks about just like PayCoin, our projects, the partnerships that we have currently in place. And a lot more information is coming, particularly as it relates to us getting our connection to XPay, getting things up and going for XPay. As I mentioned earlier, XPay will actually support our decentralized exchanges for our masternode owners and ATM owners as well. So think about the scenario where you're looking to, say, replenish your an ATM, or wanting to help an owner of an ATM, being able to help them in providing some liquidity. So it's the case only the owner and the way that we're currently configured, only the owner and the customer looking to purchase cryptocurrencies can engage in that exchange. But it's the case if that owner has LPC or a masternode hooked up to the ATM, and they want it to be able to quickly exchange into BTC, Binance Coin, or into any other currencies that are on the ATM. We will have a service that is available where the ATM owner or the masternode owner can log on to XPay, and then through the service through Changelly, so that's we're working now to get our connections going with that decentralized exchange. They can quickly exchange LPC into any other currency on our platform, and then distribute those funds onto the ATM that they own. So that's really the concept. So it's a lot of work that's being done on the back end, and being able to realize the vision of XPay in being able to provide a network for digital commerce payments across the world using any cryptocurrency. Yeah. Are you sure you're not a 3D printed copy? That was a funny little statement there, Edward. No, there's no way. So it's the case. No, I'm not a 3D printed copy. But that's a nice little hint there you got going on. So, well-written article once again by Adam. It looks like a lot of people are giving a shout out to him. I think it was a once again well written. If you hadn't had the opportunity, where is it here? Let's go back. If you hadn't had the opportunity to read the article, I suggest you read it. It's very nice and condensed, very short read. I think we need to have a lot more members in the community begin to brand LPC, begin to brand LGS in terms of what we're beginning to do in this space. Once again, 6 months out of the box, and we're already making strides. We're delivering on our promise. That's once again delivering on our promise of creating the next generation of ATMs, point of sale devices, and wallets. So with the ATMs, the way that the going back to CoinLogis site, it's the case with our ATMs, not a lot of machines are able to produce those paper wallets for you. In addition, not most of the machines are only one way where you can make purchases. Very few machines are two-way where you can buy and sell. So I think, and with the case where you're making your purchase and actually using your mobile device to receive LPC or any of the currencies that we have on the device. I think this is one of the next generation of applications. We will look to make some enhancements at a later point once we get a lot of feedback from our customers in the different geographies. And once again, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. But if we do have some requests for modifications or additions or edits or additional features, we'll take that information into consideration and make some modifications that are consistent with the roadmap that we have and also the roadmap of CoinLogis as well. So just checking to see if we have any questions, taking a quick pause there. Okay, if we don't have any questions, I'll move on to the next subject is just the updates in the space. As I mentioned to you guys earlier, we've already put in our application, and once again, even though we've listed Binance, there's no official guaranteed promise that we are listed on Binance, even though it's the case, though we look pretty good considering what we've done, where we are, and our position being only 6 months into the game. At the same time, our chances look pretty good considering everything that we've had, the conversations back and forth, and the applications that we've submitted to Binance, in addition to also our applications to other exchanges. We are also now being evaluated by Bittrex, not necessarily knowing how that's going to go. And once again, guys, the worst thing they can say is no. Best thing they can say is, guys, we'd love to have you on our exchange because we see you as being one of the projects that will help push the industry forward. So we have our Binance application in. We also have our Bittrex application in as well. We don't necessarily know of a specific timeline for when we will be notified about listing. Haven't answered any questions just yet. We've seen some prowling around or on our different profiles, but for the most part, nothing official just yet. But when I do know, just know that you will know in very short order when that happens. So, um, so that and Edward Jones, how much they're going to cost, and that's going to depend on the also some of the geography. We have a manufactured suggested retail between 10 and 12, but then that's also going to be dependent on like some of the either relationships that we currently have in place and the geographies in which we're working. Um, and also just being a Mastodon owner and being a part of the community itself, I think that also warrants some consideration in terms of some discount pricing for members who are currently within the community, been with us for a while. Say, for instance, a nice little way to award loyalty within the LPC LGS community in supporting the project. I would have you authenticate your masternode. Send me a message from your masternode. Send me a message, an authenticated message from your wallet using the private key of your address linked to your masternode. That would tell me how long you've owned your masternode in the network. So I right now I can go through and any of the masternodes that I have within the network, I can create a message within my wallet, sign it and say, yes, this is Damon Bryan. I have my masternode since such and such and such and such a date, and sign with that private key a link to that masternode, and then there's no doubt whatsoever that this person or I've been in the network this long. So it's the case, looking at the first the first 5, 10 master nodes that are up, I can authenticate. I can authenticate on the addresses that are linked with the first 5 to 10 master nodes that are up within the network. And that's the way that in which we will be able to provide some loyalty discounts to the members within the community who are looking to purchase those ATMs. So hopefully that sounds fair. It makes sense to people who came in first, came in early, will be able to receive, and also just being a member of the community as well and owning master nodes, you'll be able to receive those discounts. So it's just like a being on an exchange and owning some of the coin. It gives you a discount on the trades that you make on a particular exchange. In this case, we're looking to reward members who own LPC, own masternodes, and who are able to authenticate with their addresses and saying, hey, I've been a member, or I've been a masternode owner, or been a part of this project since, say, day one, or within the first 20, I'm on the first 100 masternodes. And then there's tiers broken down, and we can sort that out, but it's a way that we are able to authenticate members within the network. This is an ongoing scam. Fernand, once again, I won't spend too much time trying to address you, but at the end of the day, what you can do is provide your evidence. If you don't have any evidence, then it's the case. I'll just consider you as someone who's looking to bring FUD into the community, and that's how I'll drive on with that. So with that said, we had another video that was in the community that was done by Hack Crypto, who's been in our community for a while, has been interacting with us, and actually he's at the point with 23,000 subscribers. Posted a video, I think it was a couple days ago, on how to set up LightPay coin using Gin and Snowed. So I think that was a pretty good post that he did as well. So it's the case that I think it was a good look. About 500 views, getting some exposure to our project, because we're growing, and I think we need to have more and more opportunities where people are beginning to, like Adam, in the case of Adam, how he wrote the article, in the case of Hack Crypto, and being able to do the video, and now with over 300 exposures or likes on Adam's article, with 500 here. These are impressions to let people know what we're doing in this space. So I would encourage you all, if you can, just go out and just begin to do your thing. Talk about the project. No one's going to do. No one can be a better representative of the LPC GS project than someone who's been in the project for a while and who's been a participant as well. So this is another instance where we could begin to just get our names out there. Let me see if there are any questions. What could trigger the demand of LGS? What real use cases? So as I mentioned earlier, and that's coming from Jan. Yeah, and I sent you a note on LinkedIn regarding the Linux wallet issue, and you pointed it out. So and I have some questions on you specifically as it relates to the like the distribution that you currently have. What particular version of archive version you pull down? So what could trigger the demand for LGS? What real use cases? And the first use case is with the delivery and transport of the machines. We weren't in a position now or earlier to integrate with our partners to track the ATMs, but that's something that's ongoing, and that's something that I mentioned a few months back on how we would begin that work starting around that November-December timeframe, considering the adjustments that we made to the roadmap in LPC and getting out an actual ATM instead of doing the research and development and commercialization on UCF's campus. Instead of building it, we decided to buy it. So it was a case with that partnership, we're pushing that into place, making modifications, but yet we weren't able to integrate into our partner like we're doing with On Target Logistics and Supply to be able to have the LGS application work. So that's one particular application where you're able to track and trace using a mobile app to find where your product is or what products are being shipped. where that product is, provenance, where it came from, who made it. Um, Colin had some interactions with uh, some companies in mainland China and Shanghai who talked about certain instances where they would need LGS. One instance is, say you're a customer in the United States, say Starbucks, and you're buying, say, coffee. I don't know if China ships coffee, or you're buying the paper cups, um, those little paper cups, coffee cups from Starbucks. And it's the case that it's a certain quality, it's of a certain grade, or at the same time there's a nice some functionality or some design that you built into your tops on those cups. But yet you're having those manufactured in China and shipped to the US. The scenario that the particular customer talked about is that they would put in a real product on the ship in China to be delivered to the United States. Somewhere in that transition from mainland China to the United States, the product is being switched out or is being changed. The customer is, or the manufacturer is guaranteeing, hey, this is a real product and I'm delivering it to this transport company. This transport company, while it's being shipped, taking, say, a month or two by ship to go from one location within mainland China to the United States, or any other particular port, you name one. But then somewhere in between, products are being shipped out. You can imagine a scenario where you're sending rice from China, um, real rice from China, and it's being switched out for paper rice. So you could do a Google search on like paper rice. Is some rice is being actually, some parts of it's paper. That's one of the instances where you're having some products that you think are real, but they aren't real. Um, but that's one possible scenario where you could have real rice being swapped out for some manufactured or 3D printed rice. Who knows? But that's an instance of LG. That's an instance of uh, the use case of LGS being able to track and trace, understand provenance of the product that you're tracking and tracing. Yes, and this is coming from Barauka. In other webinar, you mentioned LGS we use to track the ATM machine is my question, and then I work with logistics, and is it logistics at all? And it isn't logistics at all. Please explain. So in logistics and supply, so when you're, one of the areas within logistics and logistics in general is determining from how the manufacturing, the shipping, the provenance, all of that falls under the general area of logistics. If you're looking at, there are specific realms within logistics, is track and trace. So if you could do a quick Google search on the areas within logistics, one of those is tracking and tracing. So having applications to track and trace, I think LotusCoin fits within that category within the overall domain of logistics and supply chain. So looking at supply chain, being able to track and trace a product, understand the provenance of a product is within the domain. So I'm still trying to understand, but let me know if you're still at a gap on that. Yes, we have nothing to do with that at all, Corey. Um, so yeah, so I had a webinar, and if you could touch base with some of the team members, and they can send you some of that webinar as well for you to view. So so with that said, let me see if there are any other questions here. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Looking at a quick review, it looks like I haven't missed any questions, and we're about 36 minutes in. So this is relatively quick, guys, and we've touched on all the major issues except for the release. Here's the location. If you're looking to come to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can do a Google search on or Google Maps search for the exchange location. If you're looking to come, we're looking at 10 a.m. on Saturday on the 8th, and then we'll just have some brief discussions about where we've gone from the beginning, where we are as a project, and what we're looking to do in the future. As I mentioned before, Joseph from URXIO is looking to be there as well. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or anywhere close and you would like to attend the reveal, it's the case, and we'll be doing a live stream as well, so being able to record it. If anything happens, we'll definitely let you know. But the location is 3001 North Dallas Parkway. You just do a quick Google search and you'll see it on Google Maps. It's Exchange. It's in Hall Office Park on the fifth floor, office 520. So it's LPC LGS location, and there's a little view there where you can walk into the office. If the door downstairs is locked, then just give me a quick buzz, and then we can come down and we can let you in. But it's the case. We're looking at 10 a.m. On the 8th at our location for the reveal. So let me see if there are any questions related to that, but for the most part, cool. Press appearance or other means of advertising of the event. Yeah, so I'm looking to create like a nice little doc to get out these next few days. I'm gonna do an announcement. There's a community that I created long ago in cryptocurrencies. I'll push out to that community as well. There's some members of POC within that community in the DFW area, so we'll look to see if we can get some converts. I know they'll probably ask me, hey, let's get POC on the ATMs, let's get POC there. And we'll have to have that discussion, but I haven't had any conversations with the leadership, notwithstanding over at POC at all. But that's something that we're looking to do. But yeah, it's the case on the press releases. I'm typing up some documentation there just to get out and send out to some members to just be sent via email as well. So and that's where we are. I'll be there recording. Yeah, Adam will be there. So any other videography will be done. Notwithstanding what's being done via the stream, Adam, that's just about it. Now I know you brought a almost like a Hollywood type studio last time we went to UCF and was recording. So yeah, he had his little tripod set up. He had a little mic going and a little boom going with the camera set up and making sure the angle and the lighting is right. Putting the thing up to my face, lighting right. No, I'm just joking on that part. Just exaggerated just a tad bit. But for the most part, Adam has been a soldier in terms of being on the ground with us on all the locations that we've got. We've been and what we've done, and it's been very close to the community and just making sure we're following what we're saying. Actually, at the same time, following up, answering questions from the community, making sure what we're doing, what we say we're doing, we're actually doing. So he's actually been there from the beginning. Yeah. So and let's keep that footage because it's going to be important too. Let me see. Too much noise on the drones. Yeah, I had a drone at one point in time, and it was a case I let. And this was over when I was running over at Lumina Datamatics Assessment and Analytics. So one of my guys, he said, I'm going to a wedding and I want to hold your drone. So, and trusting him, and he was an IT guy, sharp, high-speed, low-drag dude, graduated engineering from UCF, trusted him, and he went out, he took the drone, it was at a hotel, and he started flying the drone, and then next thing you know, he flew it right over the pool. And guess what happened? Obviously, lost control. Lost control of the drone. The drone flew in the pool, crashed, and next thing you know, I had a soaky wet drone with water in it, and that was that. Well, okay, one final question. That was one coming from Adam. What can we expect aside from the ATMs this weekend? If we get any information about the being listed on the either hearing from Binance, hearing from Bittrex, even though like we submitted our application last week for Binance, this week for Bittrex, and those are large organizations, those are pretty large exchanges. But it's the case when we hear. I don't necessarily think that we would hear from them immediately, but if we hear something soon enough, I will let you guys know. Um, how did graduate student integration, that's coming from Corey, how's graduate student integration coming along? With the graduate students over at, and there's one from UCF, there's one that's currently working within LD, Lumina Datamatics, doing some AR, VR work. There's another student from the, who contacted the director of the FinTech program over at UCF. The, the student over at the contact, I'm not quite sure if that student was an engineering or a computer science student, but they were engineering student, CS student, or a business student, but then they reached out. So it wasn't anyone from the human factors program that actually reached out wanting to get in contact with us. I told the professors you can contact me, but we hadn't had a lot of uptake in terms of either that interaction, even though we've had some sporadic contacts from students not necessarily even involved in the psychology program. It's been a few students who've been engaged with us, but for the most part, not a huge uptake. And that's probably because there's no one really on the ground pushing it, and perhaps that's my fault and something I'll look to change as we lighten up our push in terms of getting product out, updating the website, updating the wallets, getting in a position where the product is being sold. The point of sale devices. With the POS devices, we didn't necessarily have one brought in for the demo in Dallas, but we will have the point of sale in Medellin, Colombia. So we will have that reveal as well, just demonstrating both the ATM and the point of sale device in Medellin, Colombia. So good question. All right, if there aren't any more, I'll pause for like a 5-6 second because there's a delay between what I'm saying and then what's actually mentioned in the chat. So I'll take a quick pause just to see how questions come up, if any other questions come up. No preguntas. Okay, that's good. So it's at the point now where I don't have any other um, comments to make so far. But guys, if you have a chance, go check out CoinLogis website. And go, if you hadn't done so far, just look what they're doing in the space. Looking at and read the release that was put out on Medium by Adam. If you hadn't had a chance to go check out, and if you're looking to purchase a Masternode and you're seeing this for the first time, just go over and check out the video by Crypto Hacks. Even though you can do the one-click Masternode launch of LPC, LGS on your XIO, and I think that we should have Joseph do that video as well because they are our official one-click Masternode service, your XIO, and online web wallet. So it makes sense that they have someone do a quick video and actually get that out as well. So with that stated, yeah, man, thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for keeping it real and keeping the pressure on me, because we don't get better just by being lackadaisical and not necessarily being accountable. So it's at the point, iron sharpen iron, and guys, you're like some steel over on this side of the house, sharpening steel. So appreciate the meeting. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just hit me up in the DM. Leave some comments down below, and then we can pick this up in the coming days. But just look for the stream that we're doing on the 8th. I'll post it in the channel when it's going to happen on the 8th. We're looking at 10 a.m. at Hall Office Park, 3001 North Dallas Parkway in Frisco, Texas. That's the location there, even if you want to Google it. If you're flying in, driving in, that's the location. This is the same road, this North Dallas Parkway, from the airport. So if you're flying into Love Field, it's the case you're just going to take Mockingbird Lane. You're going to take Mockingbird Lane East, and then you're going to get on North Dallas Parkway, and then you head all the way through Dallas. Then you're going to go through Plano, and then you end up in Frisco. Once you past the Sam Rayburn Tollway, then you're going to see the exit. This is the exit here near Dr. Pepper Arena. This is actually where the development league for the Mavericks play, right next door. Here's the baseball. I think there's a baseball field somewhere. Where it's right off. I think it's somewhere in this area where there's an actual minor league baseball field, and then there's a professional soccer down the road, and then the Dallas Cowboys is right here, Ford Center at the Star. So this is where the Dallas Cowboys are. So so maybe it'll be at some point when these guys start winning and doing something. Maybe we can have an event where we come, we have a chill out, talk about what we're doing on the tech side, and then either head to a practice session or either go head to a game. So that's where we are at this point. If any other questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. Like I said, down below, send me an email, and then we can take it from there, guys. Take care. Oh yeah, for sure.